Welcome to RCR Wireless News. I'm Martha DeGrasse, and I'm here with Robert Barnhill. He is CEO of TESSCO Technologies. Barney, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So what are some of your key themes so far at the show?
You know, the whole show, you continue to see what TESSCO's seen is that the convergence of wireless and the internet is creating all these new opportunities. And when you see all the way from cellular to whether it be signal enhancement, cellular and signal enhancement, or the remote monitoring and control, better known as M2M, or the Internet of Things. So we're seeing that same convergence that we've been seeing, that we see in our business, but we're seeing it at the show as well.
Okay, great. And what about small cells and DAS? Are you seeing a lot around that?
Well, DAS is one way of deploying cellular signal coverage and capacity. And so DAS is a major system that the carriers are deploying today, the tower contractors are deploying. Small cells has really not taken hold yet in terms of being a way to do it. When you have signal enhancement coverage, I mean, you can use leaky cable, you can use distributed antennas, so there's a lot of different ways to deploy those systems. This is a big area for us, and not only are we looking at the carrier, but looking at the tower contractor, but enterprise, building management property owners, people that need inside of any building, whether today the focus from the carriers has been the big venues, the big stadiums, but how do you take it into the home? How do you take it into the companies, enterprise? We're looking at cruise ships and that are enhancing that coverage, because people today, take the property owners, two things that a tenant asks. Number one, what's your Wi-Fi coverage, and do you have cellular in-building cellular coverage? So it's an exploding area.
And more of those are coming together in one solution, right? The cellular and the Wi-Fi.
Well, and when you look at the property owners, it's really what we call the triple play. It's not only the cellular enhancement, the Wi-Fi, but it's also video surveillance.
Okay, video surveillance. So you're in all those areas?
All those areas, and we continue to, what we want to do is have the end-to-end solution. We help the customer with the knowledge, the design, and then how do we make sure that we have the end-to-end solution? And when we look at even the remote monitoring and control, which is another big area that is the M2M that you see at the show today, it's not only the knowledge and the product hardware, but then it's in the software as well. You have to have the application on the back end.
So you're doing a lot with software.
Yeah, those three areas are, and then we continue with the base station infrastructure for the carriers and public safety, but those three areas are what we're really focused on.
Okay, great. And I know you work with a lot of the wireless infrastructure service providers, and there's been a lot of change in that industry in the past 12 to 18 months. Can you give us a little bit of your insight?
The carrier is always looking at how do they continue to expand their broadband coverage, and the whole large base station is problematic. Not in my backyard. How do they get the coverage? That's where the DAS systems are becoming more and more important, and that's also where small cells are going to come. That how do they expand that coverage? So we see them continuing to. There's an insatiable demand for broadband, and how do we help them support the base station infrastructure? But then on the other side is we're more and more focused on the private system operators, the railroads, utilities, the enterprise, which are building their own systems today.
Right. Well, I know that we're going to hear from Ventev in a little bit here, but while I've got you, I'd like to get your perspective on that side of your business and sort of how the synergies work with that and the rest of your business.
Ventev is a division that we've created, and we're looking at designing and manufacturing and offering products that what we call fulfill an unmet need. So whether it be in the cellular accessory side of the business or in the infrastructure side of the business, as we go to market and we see areas that don't quite have the product that we need to offer the customer, then we develop that product. So on the infrastructure side, you'll hear that we're very Wi-Fi focused. We're also doing some exciting things with the energy stations for, say, the oil and gas companies. Then on the accessory side, very, very unique power offering, both charging and then the backup power. We all know that our devices have an insatiable appetite for battery, and you've got to, how do you keep it charged? And then also just some really exciting cases. You'll hear from Scott. We've got the iPhone 6 case. We have the cases. We obviously have the charging, but the cases are, it's a whole new form factor for Apple, and it's some exciting product. We have it at the show here. It's really great. Great. Yeah, good.
Yeah. All right, Robert Barnhill, CEO, TESSCO Technologies. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.